You're listening to Bold Hearts, Big Moves, the show for female entrepreneurs who want it all: a thriving business, deep self love, and fulfilling relationships. I'm Erin Anderson, and each week we will dive into how to set stronger boundaries, make empowered choices, and show up in life and business with boldness, authenticity, and heart. Because let's be real, the money you make is directly related to the love that you have for yourself and the strength of your relationships. So if you're ready to lead with love and make those big moves with those bold hearts, let's dive in. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Bold Hearts, Big Moves. Today I have with us Patti Stewart. And Patti and I have been sitting here chatting a lot about some of my clients that I'm currently working with right now, and like some of the things that she does as and you remind me, is a forensic
Interviewer. That's my
interviewer,
B5.
a
Yeah.
forensic interviewer. And thank you. I didn't want to get that wrong. But like we've been sitting here chatting about safety and
Mhm.
how important our safety is. And oftentimes, like I personally have seen this with a lot of my clients, and I've seen this in the world of, betrayal trauma and with women, especially because, I work largely with women. But the idea that safety is outside of us. And I want to say, no, it's not. It's absolutely not. It's something that you create. And that's what we're talking to Patti about today, is how boundaries actually transmute into your safety and the safety that you have for your children. Yes?
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about that then for a second. Like, let's talk about like how boundaries protect us, like how they protect us from other people, other people's negative or even goes so far as evil intentions, right? And how those boundaries actually protect our children. Because I know, like, for me as a female entrepreneur, I'm a mom of 6 kids. I love my kids, you know, um, and even me with like all of my boundaries, because like, love my boundaries,
Yes.
excellent boundaries here. You can't protect your kids 24/7, unfortunately. There are
Right.
things that still happen even under your own nose,
Oh, yeah.
right? So, how do we protect ourselves with these boundaries?
Definitely. So, with the little kids, it's starting to teach them about what boundaries are. And then in terms of safety, it's specifically like, what is, let's go with body safety. Do your kids understand body safety? Do they understand their body parts? Are we using cute names like cookie, or are we using the anatomically correct names? And
Right.
I say that because grooming behavior, so grooming, of course, is when somebody is trying to like take down those boundaries and take down those walls so they can get closer to your children or even you. But they're basically trying to befriend you and make it so that you'll give in to them. But if
Yeah.
you use a word like cookie, it's totally normal to be like, hey, do you want a cookie? Whereas, if we're using the anatomically correct words and, hey, touch my cookie versus touch my vagina, that's big. Also, if a child hears that word and they know that people aren't supposed to be talking to them about those words, they'll go tell somebody. But if we're using the word cookie, that's normal. Yeah, I want a cookie. Yeah, I'll touch your cookie. Like that's totally okay. So we need to start with teaching the kids those anatomically correct words and what is, the no-no square. Let's make sure the kids know that. A
Hmm.
lot of children these days have no idea what their body parts are or what their functions are, other than, hey, I know I pee, but I don't know where I pee from. I don't know what it's used for. So, starting with safety and boundaries of your body safety is like the really, really core. And research is showing that you want to start doing that as soon as they can talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this. Now, I'm not someone, with my kids. I'm not someone who uses cutesy names for their body parts, right? No, we use the anatomically correct stuff, right?
Right.
But I never considered that side of it,
Hmm.
right? The whole reason like I did it was more or less simply because I'm like, you guys should know what what your body parts are and that they're not shameful,
Correct.
right? Because the
Yes.
thing is like if somebody is making you or the way that they're showing up is making you feel guilty or gross or dirty or shameful, that's
Hmm.
something we have to listen to. Because
Right.
if mom and dad aren't using your body parts, like we're talking about your body parts, we're not making that a shame-filled thing,
Exactly.
right? When somebody else is making you feel uncomfortable about those body parts, the first thing you're going to do is go to mom and dad and be like,
Exactly. Hey, so
right?
so was talking to me about this and it made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's really interesting too because like I've noticed that too about my own kids. Like uh, I've got a little kid who's a sixth grader this year, right?
Mhm.
And sixth graders, you guys know sixth graders.
Oh yeah.
Like like they're just in that stage where they're not little kids anymore, but they're not really
They're not big
smart.
kids.
Like
And then
yeah,
let's
like
throw in some hormones in there because
yeah,
we all love it when the hormones kick in.
right.
Oh.
Right. And so like they're talking about like wildly inappropriate things,
Mhm.
and my little guy, he's coming home and he's like, mom, right? Like they were talking about this and they mentioned this and that and yeah, right? Like and I love it. Not that they're talking about that stuff, but I love it because, he's number one, he comes to me and
Yeah.
talks to me about this stuff and because there's no guilt, there's no shame. There's like,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Exactly. You're his safe person.
Yeah. Yes, exactly, right? But two, like validating like how he feels
Hmm.
about it, right?
Oh
That
yeah.
yeah, I don't blame you for feeling uncomfortable about that. That's really not something we want to talk about. But the thing that I love too about this too is I think the third piece to safety isn't just knowing like where your safe person is and like feeling free, like understanding and trusting your emotions, like that's all part of safety.
Hmm.
But then like advocating for that.
Oh yeah.
That's a big piece of it because what does he do? He goes back to school and he's all like, dudes, you're freaking filthy. You're gross. Like,
I love
like you are
that.
so nasty.
Yeah,
Like, why do we need to talk about this? Like, come
exactly.
on,
Right.
right? Like, come on, you guys can do way better than that, right?
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of times they don't even know what they're talking about. They heard something in a song that's inappropriate for their age,
Hmm.
or they Googled something, or somebody's big brother told them something, and now they're the cool kid because they're teaching everybody else, when reality, most of them don't even know what it is.
Hmm. Especially at that age.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You
Yeah.
see it the most with the
Especially,
sixth graders.
yeah, especially at that age. They definitely don't know what it is.
No,
Right? Right. And that's what I love too. Is like he comes home, he's like, tell me about this. Like I felt kind of weird about it, but please tell me about it. So we'll explain it to him. And he's like, oh, right.
yeah.
And I love that oh response because
Mhm.
that tells me so many good things that he's getting this whole boundary, this whole
Yeah,
safety thing, right?
exactly.
Because it's not like I have to sit down, like, yes, we have to sit down and talk about boundaries and things like what boundaries are, right? And the way
Right.
that I explain boundaries is it's your outward expression of your inner self-love,
Yes.
right?
I love that so much.
Right? Because that's exactly what they are. Like for me, one of my boundaries is I'm highly respectful. Even if somebody else is disrespectful to me, I stay respectful because I like being respectful. I like that piece of me,
Exactly.
right? So why would I abandon that just because somebody else is being weird, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so yeah, we want to talk to our kids about boundaries too, but we also want to help them by modeling our own
Oh, yeah.
and then also helping them live theirs. You know what I mean?
Yes. Oh, yeah. And it's hard modeling sometimes because we have to learn it and we have to understand it. We have to figure out our own boundaries
Yeah.
before we can model them to our kids. And it's one of those things they don't teach you in school. Like this is something that hopefully you learned in therapy, but let's be real. Who's all going to therapy when they should be going to therapy? It's usually
Yes.
people that don't or that need therapy that won't go. Yeah.
Yes.
And then we're just creating
Yes.
that toxic cycle of no boundaries and not understanding ourselves or having that inner self-worth, which is huge
Well,
these days.
and nothing like now that you say that too, going back to the whole therapy thing, and I'm a coach, so I promise I'm not like coming down therapist. There's so many really good therapists out there. I work with quite a few that are just like top notch, really, really good therapists, right? But there's also those that push boundaries,
Hmm.
right? The ones that actually don't listen to your boundaries, don't respect your boundaries. And the thing is I think there's a lot of people that are going into therapy thinking that that's what therapy is.
Right.
And this is another way that boundaries actually help you create safety, like how you understand boundaries, how you actually create boundaries.
Hmm.
Because if you ever do go into therapy, you're going to be able to say, not for me,
Yeah,
right? I need somebody
exactly.
that's doing this, this, and this, and this,
Yes.
right?
So often, though, when you go to those therapy offices, they don't tell you this, though. Like,
No,
you
they
have to
don't.
learn that from experience and research because a lot of them are like, oh, no, you're assigned to this person. Like, we're just going to reschedule you with this person. And so you have a bad taste in your mouth. And then you're like, yeah, I'm not rescheduling with that person or anyone else at your office. Like, go kick rocks because this is not for me. When in reality, it was that person pushing your boundaries or that personality disconnect that just
Hmm.
doesn't work. And then that bad taste is like, yeah, nope, nope, I tried it. It doesn't work. Next.
Yep, 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 yep. And that's, I'll say something too, and we're going to get back into like creating boundaries for ourselves and creating boundaries for the kids because if we, I know for me, like whenever something really major happens in my family, one of the first places that suffers is my business,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
So this is why we're talking about this, by the way, listeners, is because I know a lot of you guys have businesses, maybe you're coaches or, something out there, and we don't want to see our businesses kind of crumble because the thing is that also is one of the things that helps us create safety in our homes,
Oh,
right?
100%. Yeah.
And so this is why boundaries is so important in business as well. Business, like in the business interactions we're doing with our mental health
Hmm.
providers, right? Is because again, like you do have to have the idea of what safety is, right?
Oh, yeah.
And and it's like nobody's fault that we might actually view like safety being outside of ourselves, right? Because that's where we kind of experience it the most,
Right. Yes.
right?
Yeah. And what's crazy is that awareness. So, like paying attention to your surroundings and what's going on, that'll actually prevent 90% of the crimes against you.
Yeah.
But we all
Yes.
think that it's outside, like some stranger's going to come get me. No, no. It's 90% chance you
Yes.
intimately know your attacker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's,
This is true.
yeah.
You know,
Uh,
and the thing is the thing that they're going to go for the first, and I say this out of experience, by the way, the thing that they go for the first is to crumble your boundaries or your
100%.
ability to say no.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's why I was saying with like the kids, like
Hmm.
that the grooming behavior,
Yeah.
same thing. It's the
Yep.
boundaries. You
Yep.
know, for women, same thing. And it can be as simple as like them trying to talk to you in the parking lot and then just not leaving when you say no. Or when you ignore them and then just keep bugging you and keep bugging you and keep bugging you, or a dating relationship that just doesn't get it when you're like, yeah, no, this won't work for me.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
those are all different boundaries that they break because they know that if they keep pushing you, they'll be able to get what they want from you.
Hmm. Hmm. Which isn't you,
No, yeah,
right? That's the
yeah,
straight up thing.
mhm,
It's
yeah.
not you that they want.
No, it's
They
the
want to
power
get
and control.
something
Hmm.
from you,
Yeah.
right? And this is why we feel so icky about that is because they're not wanting the whole person, and sometimes the whole person isn't even available.
Yeah.
Let's just say that too. So here's the thing. If somebody, and I have my answer for this too, but I want to totally hear your side of this. If somebody is grooming
Hmm.
us, right? I think the most dangerous thing that we do is doubt ourselves. And I
100%.
think as women, even more so because I've coached with m men a bit, not a lot, but
Mhm.
definitely enough to notice that they don't have the same mindsets of sit down, shut up, and just look pretty,
Yeah,
right? That women do, right?
correct.
Um, history, little history lesson here. I found out that there was something that our ancestors used, well, I hopefully not my ancestors used. I don't think it was used a lot because I just barely discovered it myself. And I was like, what? But back in like the late 1800s, a man could use a thing called it was a type of bridle on a woman. And basically it fit over her head and she could not talk. Like if he felt like she had a loose tongue or he didn't like what she had to say, it was legal for a husband to put that on a wife.
That is
And
so crazy.
it's crazy. Yeah. And to stop them from being
Yeah.
able to speak, right? That wasn't ever a thing in a man's category, but it was in a
No,
woman's.
just in a
And we
woman's. Yeah.
still hear that today to some degree, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like you're too much.
Hmm.
You're worried about nothing. It's all in your head.
Yes, the minimizing.
The minimizing, right?
Yes.
And the
And
thing is,
gaslighting with
and
it.
gaslighting with that, yes, like it
Mhm.
doesn't feel good. And I see that, and I'm not like trying to like do like segregation between men and women here because I love men. I really truly do. I'm grateful for the men in my life so much. But you do see that more in women
Hmm.
than what
Yeah,
you do
used
in
against women. Yeah.
it's yes, in men.
Yeah.
It happened a lot to men in their childhood,
Correct.
right? And so they kind of have grown up a little bit, I think, with some of this, but now they're the ones like I think I see this a little bit more with men who have had that in their childhood that they tend to kind of grow up that way and they don't realize that they project that type of energy onto women and children, right?
Right. Yeah,
And
definitely.
so I'm just talking about facts here, guys. Again, like I said, not trying to ostracize men or anything like that, but this is something that we deal with. And so
Right.
this is why, you know, it's so important that we trust our instincts,
100%.
right?
Yes. Which is hard to do if you've never done it before. Because
Yeah.
you mentioned before how like we need to sit down and be pretty. That's what we're taught growing up
Mm-hmm.
is sit down, shut up, be pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you get older, it's I don't care if that uncle makes you feel uncomfortable. I said give him a hug.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh, that teacher's giving you the creeps, just deal with him. It's just for one school year. So we're continuously taught growing up to not listen to our gut instinct.
Yeah.
So once you become an adult and you're like, hey, something feels off, your brain's like, nope, we've done this before. You don't listen to me, so I'm not going to talk to you anymore. And so you have to reprogram your brain to listen to your gut instinct. And it's crazy because if you actually listen to your gut instinct, research shows that a woman's intuition is more than 90% correct.
Yes.
No, males is like 30%, but females is more than 90. Oh my goodness. If you guys love reading, Gavin De Becker wrote a book. It was like in the 80s, and it's like this thick. It's like 2 inches thick. But it's all about your gut intuition and how you can pick up on these signs and the things that are off. If you listen, however, we're preconditioned not to. So it's a
Mhm.
whole shift that you have to make, but totally worth it.
And coming from a Christian perspective, okay, isn't that interesting that the adversary would condition society to say that to women
Hmm.
more than men,
Right.
right? Because here's the crazy thing too. I've noticed this too about in my own intuition, 90% of the time it's right,
Oh, yeah.
right? Once in a grand while, yeah, it's wrong,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
90% of the time
Hmm.
it's spot on.
Oh, yeah.
Spot on,
Oh, yeah.
right? And so like listening to that, I think is so key. And then
Mhm.
teaching your kids
To listen.
to listen to
Yes.
themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So let's talk about like how to override that piece of our brain that's telling you to shove it. right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's talk about that because we also want to teach our kids these concepts and these principles, right?
Right. Hmm.
Okay. So like how like literally
Yeah.
how do
Okay.
we
Yeah.
let's have you answer that
So,
question.
okay, so let's not go with like the whole therapy route. Let's go with like
Hmm.
what a realistic person is going to do when they're like, "Hey, I need to start figuring out what this whole intuition thing is." Start with your support system. So we always
Hmm.
say that, your mom and your cousin or your best friend, they see the bad in people before you. So talk to them about that. Hey, so you noticed this about my last boyfriend or, whatever. Give me those things that just were off so that you can start imprinting that into your brain. So I didn't like that, he yelled at you at a Halloween party. Okay, well, like, talk to me more about that so I get it. And then now putting that into your head. So you're creating that open communication with your support system who are noticing the things that you didn't notice.
Hmm.
Um, and then just remember, we got to create those new synapses in your brain. So it's not an instant thing. You're going to have to do this all the time. This is not a one-time thing. Also, from today forward, anytime your stomach is talking to you or your body is talking to you, listen. And it can
Hmm.
even be something simple as like, my shoulders feel weird. Like, why do they feel weird? Like, let's dive into that.
Hmm.
And so figuring out like why your body's talking to you, because your body's always talking.
Yep.
So we need to freaking listen. And I
Hmm.
mean, sometimes we're great listeners, but usually when we specifically sit down with a certain friend that we love to talk to, you know, but you need to start
Right.
listening to your body all the time. Pay attention to
Yes.
all those little things. Um,
Yes.
Another thing is when you're listening to your body and you're having these weird feelings in your body, Google them. Like
Hmm.
it's so crazy right now that you can actually Google like, hey, I got in a fight with my boyfriend and my shoulders hurt. Like, what's the emotional connection to that? And it'll
And it'll
tell
tell
you
you.
now.
Yep.
Yeah, which is so
Yep.
cool because like you used to have like all these crazy textbooks to figure all of this out, and now you can just Google everything.
Yep.
But then you'll be like, oh, well, I'm holding the weight of the world on my shoulders, and why the heck am I holding the weight of the world? So then you get to dive into it. And then
Yes.
a random crazy thing I like to do with all of this is journal it. So people always think I'm crazy, like, why would I journal safety stuff? Or why would I journal like why I'm feeling? So, and I don't want a pen and paper, not electronic here. And the
Yeah.
reason being is as you're writing, your brain is processing.
Yes.
So if you write it out, your brain is going, hey, I've already done this before. It's okay. Like, let's filter that in your head. Let's filter out that emotion you're now feeling. Let's figure out that gut instinct that you don't know what's going on. And we're gonna write it out. And then now your brain goes, oh, hey, no, we're good. We've processed this. We know what to do next time it happens. And that will slowly train you into
Yes.
understanding this gut instinct. Uh,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
I'm a weirdo when it comes to journaling like that.
No,
There's so much research behind it.
yes, yes, yes. It's actually a type of EMDR therapy.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, it is. Because the thing is your eyes actually have to like follow the movements of
Yes,
your hand. So it's a type of EMDR,
that makes
right?
sense.
Yeah. And so the way that your hand moves and as your eyes are sitting there tracing it, it actually does process things in the brain for that reason,
Yeah.
right? Which is really, really cool to think that your body is that awesome. But if it's
Right.
that awesome, that just something so simple as just journaling it, writing it out. My favorite, by the way, guys, is letters to God, right? Writing down like how what I'm experiencing, how I'm experiencing it, why I'm experiencing it, my thoughts around it, and then giving it a minute, and then I write back the Lord's response to me. Okay, now
Okay.
that's also a piece of this, okay? Because that's one of the ways to cement this new idea into you and into your mind, right? That's one
Yeah.
of the best ways to help you actually heal.
Hmm.
So I'm totally all for letters to God journaling,
Oh, definitely.
right? And helping, and like I said, it's a type of EMDR therapy for you, right?
Yeah.
Free. That's a free
See,
therapy right there,
exactly. And it
right?
is. So they actually say that 10 minutes of writing is equivalent to an hour therapy session with a
Hmm.
therapist that actually works with you. 10
Hmm.
minutes, that's it. So I
Yep.
always say, like, whatever gut feeling you're having, get your notebook and set a timer and just write. Even if you're like, why is this stupid lady on a podcast telling me that I need to write and write and write and write for 10 minutes straight? Don't put that pen down and just keep writing and writing and writing. And it's because then your brain goes through all of the mumble jumble and then can clear it out so that you can process whatever it is that you're thinking or feeling,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
like
Creating room.
formulate it in your head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's taking the clutter that's in your mind and actually organizing it is what it does.
Yeah.
And it's one of the reasons why we as women need organization, and that is one of the ways we organize the first step, which is what's going on in our
Oh, yeah.
minds, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So like transferring this onto the kids, right? Now,
Mhm.
obviously some little kids don't know how to write their A's and their
Oh,
B's, or
of
they
course.
don't get the
Yeah.
spelling, or it's not going to be really journalistic, right?
Yeah.
But having like one of my favorite things to do for them if they're feeling uncomfortable, and it teaches them also to listen to their intuition, is scribble art.
Yes.
Having them scribble it, right? And
Hmm.
just again following the lines, right?
Yeah.
It's one of the best things. I see it used in lots and lots of different play therapies, right? Is that scribble art concept, right? Because
Hmm.
it does the same thing and it does teach kids to listen to their own intuition, right?
Definitely. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
also having them communicate it with us.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, talk to your kids about like safe adults and who is a safe adult, because your
Mm-hmm.
itty bitties have no idea what that means. So you need to
Mm-hmm.
explain safe adult to them. And then olders, they got to find the right person. But having them communicate that feeling that they don't know. So, hey, this person makes me feel icky and I don't know why. And then just talking to them and validating them. Like even them coming to tell you, validate that part. Because I mean, think about it as women. How many times have we had somebody make us feel uncomfortable and we
Yeah.
just deal with it? Like you
Mm-hmm.
don't say anything, you just deal with it and get
Mm-hmm.
through whatever you're in. And then there's some times where those people in your life for a while and you can't get rid of them. So
Mm,
having those boundaries to help
yes.
us with that, but we
Yeah.
also need to know what that feeling is.
And also like realizing that there's no shame in simply telling someone straight up, I'm sorry, but you're making me uncomfortable.
Yes. Like we're so worried about hurting their feelings. I mean, I did it this morning. I had somebody making me feel uncomfortable and I didn't because it was same thing. You're like, ooh, I don't want to hurt their feelings. Like, I don't want to do it. I just ended the call. I was like, oh crap, I gotta go. Like my kid's calling. Click. You know.
Hmm.
Whereas, instead of saying it flat out, because we need to practice saying, you are making me feel uncomfortable. And oh my goodness, when you say that to somebody, watch the defense mechanism for one.
Yes, but
But
also pay
two,
attention to how you feel
yeah. Oh
in
yeah.
that moment because that's really an empowering thing to say.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
When you're not allowing yourself to feel any
Mhm.
guilt or shame or anything around it, it is what it is. That is exactly what you're experiencing. That is your experience in this moment.
Oh yeah.
Now, that person can throw out all those defense mechanisms, but guess
Hmm.
what? They're validating
Their behavior.
their behavior,
100%. Yes.
right? And if they're validating their behavior, that's reason enough for you to be like, okay, we're done.
We're done. Yeah, we're gonna cut this cord right now.
Yeah, we're done. We're
Hmm.
done. Right? And second, if they really are somebody that is good, they're going to take that feedback and be like, "Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. Can you please help me understand like what it was that made you uncomfortable?" Right? They're
Exactly.
going to do one of two things. Like I love I love people. I
Mhm.
truly do love people, but people are incredibly predictable,
Oh yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
They're going to go way or the other way. There's really not a third way that usually people go. And that will tell you if somebody's willing to make restitution or if they're make want you to take on
Hmm.
the guilt or all of the stuff,
Yeah.
right? That'll tell you who's trustworthy.
Exactly.
And the
Yeah.
second thing that I want you guys to also understand, because I see this one a lot, is how do I trust them again? Right? I get
Hmm.
that question a lot. It's not your job.
No.
If they really truly value your trust, they're
They
going
need to build
to
it.
build it. They're going to put in the time for the restitution,
Exactly.
right? They're going to give you space. They're going to give you time.
Mhm.
They're going to work with you because they care about you. They
Yes.
want you in their
Mhm.
life. Therefore, they want your trust and they're going to do the stuff that needs to happen to have that trust there.
Trust
Okay?
is earned, not given.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Exactly.
We need to see
Right?
a pattern of behavior that is healthy for us. And if
Hmm.
they've broken that trust, they now need to rebuild, and it's not easy or simple, and most of the time, not worth it to rebuild.
Yes. And the second thing too, I'd say, right, is take on that boundary that I say, like, be respectful,
Hmm.
right? Because here's the thing. You can sit in, like, respect can be given.
Oh,
It
yeah,
doesn't necessarily have to be earned because you're just simply a respectful person,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
But saying, this is what I want to like really shift in people's minds, anybody that's listening to this, saying, I'm sorry, you're making me feel very uncomfortable right now. Or even not even like just like leave out the sorry, but I'm
Yeah.
feeling really uncomfortable by this right now. Or you're making me feel very uncomfortable right
Right.
now, right? That's respect.
Yes. Yeah. That's respect for yourself.
That's respect for yourself, but it's also
Yeah.
respect for the other person
Yeah.
because it's giving them an opportunity, a chance
Hmm.
right then and
Change it
there
right
to
there.
change. That's the
Hmm.
door. Now, if they take it or not, that's up to them. But
Exactly.
you're not responsible for somebody else's emotions, thoughts, feelings, or actions.
Right.
You're not.
No, you're just responsible for your own.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. So once you kind of start getting this and understanding this about the boundaries side of things, right?
Hmm.
Why, our boundaries really are the outward expression of our inner self-love,
Oh, yeah.
right? Once you start understanding that, this is how safety is built,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And if you're modeling that to your kids,
Hmm. They're going to
right?
see what a healthy, respectful person looks like. And let's be
Hmm.
honest, there's not many of those in society right now.
Yes, you're right. You're right. And not only that, not are they going to see like what a healthy, respectful person looks like, but they're going to also be able to tell the difference because they're going to say, this,
Hmm.
like I have a very stark difference in my
Exactly.
brain right now,
Yes.
right?
Yes. So the domestic violence wheel and like that cycle that they see, we
Hmm.
see that children also fall into that. And the reason
Hmm.
being is they grew up seeing unhealthy relationships and
Hmm.
parents who, instead of talking it out, would fight it out. So they think that's normal. And
Hmm.
so when their next relationship, when these kids are growing up, that's what they're doing. Like they're part of that because that's what they saw growing up. That was modeled for them. So
Hmm.
if we're modeling healthy and they come across somebody who's, belittling them, they'll end that relationship as opposed to somebody who grew up thinking belittling is normal. They're going to search for that type of relationship. So we need to model for our kids what we want, them to be when they grow up and how we want them to view relationships. Do we
Hmm.
want them to view something healthy and happy and respectful, or do we want them to think that violence is the answer? And it never is. But if that's all they know, that's all they know.
Yeah, exactly. 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 I love it.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, one last question. Okay, because
Okay.
again, like I said, a lot of the women here, they're very, very um like all this stuff is influencing their businesses and things, right?
Hmm.
So let's kind of move into that for just a second. Like, how does these personal boundaries, right? Listening to our intuition, modeling that for our kids, how does that impact us on a business level?
So you have a couple different aspects here. So we can go things like if you're out and about with your business, are you paying attention to your gut instinct about that one guy at the networking event that keeps talking to you, that you keep saying over and over, but gives you that weird feeling, you know? Or you're searching out customers, but one of them or some of them give you the creep vibes. Like, are you
Hmm.
listening to your intuition on this? But also, same thing with all of that, the boundaries that come with being a business owner. Do you turn your phone off? Do you, say, hey, I'm not responding to any messages past this time of night? You know, or even when you're at, let's say, a networking event, like, do you give everybody your personal number or do you give them your business number? I mean, there are so many different aspects of boundaries and safety
Yes.
when it comes to your business, especially when you're trying to grow. Because when you're growing, you're hustling. I need to hit this networking event. I need to be on this coaching call. I need to be on this podcast. I need to talk to this person. I need to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And you have that big, huge to do list. And most of us are females. So our to do list is double or triple what it actually should be because, we can add that on. That's easy. That's
Yeah,
easy.
that's women for
Yeah,
you. Yeah, we
exactly.
do that. We're all
Right.
a little guilty of that.
Exactly.
I would say we want to like because one of the things I also teach on this podcast is be careful with that hustle because that's
Yes.
actually in and of itself a boundary
A
breaker.
100%. And it's also extremely, it's like it's a male thing to do. The male's hustle.
And
Feminine is supposed to receive.
yes, yes. And if you feel like you have to hustle, this is actually a good thing for you to listen to in your
Mhm.
business and how that's showing up in other relationships. Because if you're hustling in your business, most likely you are not listening to your instincts and your gut intuition with other people. That's
Correct.
showing up in your clients.
Hmm.
Then that client that you're like, I just really don't want to take on. I don't know why, but there's just,
Yeah,
that's not that vibe. There's not a vibe there for me.
exactly. And it's
But
okay to
then,
say no to clients that aren't your vibe or
yep.
that give you that ick. Like, but
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're growing, you're like, oh no, I need all my clients. No, no, you don't. Your
Mm-mm.
mental health, your sanity, your
Mm-hmm.
safety, that is 1,000 times more important than that money.
Yes.
More money can be made,
Yes.
but you need to be safe in the process and
Yes.
safe, like I said, safe in your boundaries, safe in listening to your gut, safe, it's physically safe, mentally safe. Like you need to have that well-roundedness and not
Mm-hmm.
worry about that one client. Like, yes, they may be the money you need right now, but is it worth your safety and sanity?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So true. And the thing is whatever is happening in your business, whether you're feeling like the hustle energy or you're feeling like you have to say yes to every client or etc., that is a mirror for what's actually happening in your personal relationships and your
Hmm.
personal life,
Oh yeah.
right? And this is also what your kids are picking up. And this is why like business and like raising kids and business actually can be done well
Hmm.
together,
Oh yeah.
right? It's actually a natural thing for women. And I noticed like in my own personal life, like my business has helped me be a better mom.
Yes.
It's helped me be a lot more present, right?
Hmm.
Your business will 100% mirror what's going on in your personal life. And so this is part of the reason why, I asked Patty to come on today and talk about like feeling safe because if you're not feeling safe in your personal life, there's something that is going to impact your earnings and the way that you're able to
Oh
show
yeah.
up in your business.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because we need to
100%.
feel safe. We deserve to feel safe.
Yes.
Like there's nobody that doesn't have that. We get that. That's like part
Yes.
of the human right is to feel
Yes.
safe.
And to feel safe to create whatever it is you say you want.
Hmm.
Feel safe enough to create money, feel safe enough to put yourself out there, feel safe enough to XYZ, right? Because the reason why we don't make the moves we need to make in life is that right there, feeling
Exactly.
safe.
Yeah,
All right. Patty, thank you so much for coming on and chatting with us today. This was a fantastic podcast, fantastic episode. Guys, I hope you learned as much from Patty as I did today. Where do people go to find you if they want to work with you?
definitely. Defenseinheels.com.
Oh, I freaking love that.
Thank you.
Oh, I do. I freaking love that. And what do you do there? If they go to Defense in Heels, what are they going to experience?
Yeah, so we have women and children self-defense classes. I have also written a book, The 5 Steps to Staying Safe Forever. And then I
Love
also
that.
have some super cute self-defense tools.
I love it. Go check it out, Patty, especially if you're looking in for that self-defense, guys.
Yes.
Until next time, we'll see you on Bold Hearts Big Moves. Bye, guys. All right, Boundary Boss babes. I'm super excited that you tuned in with me today. Make sure you tune in again next week as we chat about more Boundary Boss babe topics. We're going to get into so many other things about how to set boundaries with your business, how to set boundaries with your relationships, so you can truly have the time, the money, and the flexibility that you are seeking. So tune in next week. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast. Let your other boss babe friends know about it. And also, if you've got any questions, make sure you submit them into the podcast by clicking on the send us a text message at the bottom of the podcast description. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. See you later, boss babes.